Before we start today's video, check out our merch shop, linked in the description down below. Use code Ahsoka in all caps to get $7 off your order. May the Force be with you, and enjoy the vid.
Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
What's up guys, Unofficial Star Wars here. Hope you're all doing well, and welcome to my Star Wars Skeleton Crew Episode 7 review/breakdown video. We are going to be discussing a number of different references, things that you guys might have missed throughout the latest episode, as well as Easter eggs, of course, as well as my own thoughts and opinions sprinkle up throughout this video. Wait till the end of the video, I have a bunch of cool theories I really want to share with you guys in there as well. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna hop right on into it, kind of break it all down for you guys with everything that we know and everything that we're anticipating right now. Before we do though, however, grab that subscribe button if you haven't already, as we're discussing and covering all types of Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and grab that subscribe button today. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well to be notified for when we have new videos dropping here on the channel almost daily. There is a lot of Star Wars news and stuff going around. It can be a lot to keep track of. It's exactly why we are here. Not just to keep you guys updated with everything, but also break it down for you guys and get a better understanding. As always, I really appreciate all of the support. Of course, it should also go without saying that yes, there are going to be spoilers ahead for Skeleton Crew Episode 7, titled We're Gonna Be in So Much Trouble. My goodness, what an amazing episode, what an amazing show thus far, and I really cannot wait for the finale next week. I really don't want the show to end, as I had mentioned in our reaction video. You guys can also check out here on the channel as well. I've really enjoyed Star Wars Skeleton Crew. After last week's emotional trip with KB in Episode 6, Skeleton Crew is back with the penultimate episode for the season. Wim, Fern, KB, and Neil are on their way back to AT-ATN, finally, but they're not the only ones. Jod Nana Wood has a tentative agreement with Captain Brutus and his pirate crew. If there is no treasure on AT-ATN, they will make Jod walk the plank, aka blow him out of the airlock. And so, it should also go mentioned, I probably will mention this a couple more times throughout the video, I do not like Jod Nana Wood whatsoever. The dude is such a jerk. We open back up on AT-ATN at the beginning of episode 7 with the children's parents out in the woods setting up a way to try and contact their kids, one way or another. They try and make together a makeshift transmitter, it seems. It was great to get a pulse check on the planet of AT-ATN and kind of what the parents were up to, as we hadn't seen them for the last couple of episodes, and towards the latter of this episode, we're back on AT-ATN, of course, which is really great, but there is a lot of tension that's going on with Jod Nana Wood being on the loose and has a lightsaber, with the kind of cliffhanger that they leave us at the end of this episode, setting things up for next week's finale. Suddenly, the lights flood the area on AT-ATN as supervisor security droids have now found the parents. Neil's mom, Numa, tries to take the device, but the droids stun her quickly. One of KB's moms, Marie, snatches the device, and the group sprint into the woods even further with the transmitter, trying to make some type of an escape. One by one, the parents fall until it's just Farah, Fern's mom, as they're all one by one stunned by the security droids. She slips away and turns on the transmitter, letting it go up into the sky through the barrier that surrounds their planet. On the Onyx Cinder, with the kids, Wim isn't playing with the other kids. He's kind of upset that this adventure is now ending, and that they are indeed making their way back to AT-ATN, not really wanting to return to his boring everyday life. There's been a lot of internal conflict with that, and I think that the overall arching story on him by episode 8 rolling around in the finale next week is that he'll come to enjoy just living a regular boring life. But also there's some growth, because that he regrets going on all of this in the first place as well, and that realizing that this galaxy is dangerous. But the rest of the group are grateful for the trip because of their character arcs, of course, and are now able to get back home with their parents. But oh no, here comes the trouble. Big trouble. The pirates beat them to AT-ATN, coming out of hyperspace above the planet. Seeing the barrier, Captain Brutus doesn't believe it's AT-ATN, as he's blinded from it. As they're preparing the airlock, Jod calls him stupid. He says it's obviously a trick, and that this is how AT-ATN has stayed hidden for so long. He backs up the story with SM-33, RIP, who hasn't been out on the planet before, of course. Brutus sends out a fighter to try and bust through this storm and barrier. It's a makeshift storm, essentially, that's made up from the planet to make a giant bubble around them, essentially. And they watch from the bridge of the ship as this tinier ship goes into the storm, only to be destroyed, breaking up communication. The pirates toss Jod into the airlock, saying that it's a no-go, but he asks SM-33 how Captain Tech Renard got through the barrier. Before anything can happen, happen, a ship comes out of hyperspace. The children. Jod and SM-33 instantly recognize the ship as the Onyx Cinder, this time around not looking as scuffed up and with a new layer around it. The ship is the key to getting through the barrier because of the material it's essentially made out of, as the kids call it, an At-Aten ship, not a pirate ship. The pirates trap the Onyx Cinder in a tractor beam, pulling the kids in. The hangar, a metal shipment crane on the ship, nags Brutus as a robotic voice demands the pirates to let them go. Jod knows that it's the kids who's in there and who hear Jod's voice as well, but with Brutus now trapped, Jod takes the opportunity. Jod straight up shoots the pirate captain in the head, offing him, to the children's shock and everybody else. None of the pirates seem to mind this turn of events though, however, maybe even minding Jod, especially as Jod tells them that to find the children on board, that's exactly what they're going to find. Jod is now fully in command and in control of the pirates, as the captain is no more. As Jod and SM-33 look for what actually allows the Onyx Cinder to pass through the barrier, the kids are under the watch of the pirates under the captain's quarters. The parents' transmitter breaks through the clouds and is received to the Onyx Cinder. It begins to play the message as to where the kids explain the kids must find a Republic emissary who can tell them how to get back through. Apparently, this is information that the kids would find once they would graduate as well. The message ends before Fern can make a plan to take back the ship. I find it a little bit obnoxious that she does this kind of just very loudly and like right there in front of everybody else, like in front of Jod and SM-33 and the other pirates. I found that a bit obnoxious, so that definitely wasn't the best plan. Wim has another plan that he puts into motion though, however. The parents not putting through the coordinates in this message as well was kind of interesting. Like they say, like straight up that we're not allowed to give you guys the coordinates, but we have this message, so hopefully that can help you and find a Republic emissary if you can to get back home kind of situation. I found that a bit kind of just iffy, if I'm being completely honest. Like it was kind of like, why wouldn't you do more? Of course I love it though, don't get that wrong. It's just kind of like, why wouldn't you break the rules though? And as Fern is saying that they need to loudly make some type of plan, Wim hazardously tries to attack the adults in the room, the rest of the pirates. Jod orders the pirates to chain up the kids as hostages, telling them that hostages are always better in situations. Wim yells that Jod is a liar and that this ship belongs to the kids. SM-33 chimes in that because of the pirates' code, Wim's technically right, as Jod is now the captain of the pirate frigate, leaving the Onyx Cinder to once again captainless. As Jod claims the ship, Fern calls unclaimsies and that the ship is for only kids. That works for SM-33 according to the pirate code, and then goes on to punch out Jod and throws the pirates off of the ship, but keeping Jod hostage on the ship, which I found a bit curious. The kids zoom out of the pirate hangar with SM-33 flying them into the storm or into the barrier of At-Aten, and with the fighters tailing them, the barrier takes out the following pirates' smaller ships. SM-33 reveals as to why the Onyx Cinder is able to pass through. The ship is from At-Aten in itself, so the barrier won't harm it. Something in between the material that it's made out of, or just the fact that this barrier recognizes it as one of their own, somewhere in between there is the explanation. And with that, they safely get through the storm and see At-Aten, their home. And it honestly is such a glorious reveal. Spending this, last couple of weeks with these kids on their adventure, trying to get back to their home, it was honestly a very satisfying conclusion in some sorts. They get pulled in with an autopilot towards the landing. I once again have to mention this. I'm not exactly sure as of to why SM-30 threw the other pirates off of the Onyx Cinder, but left Jod, even though he was unconscious, in the back. Suddenly, the voice breaks in. Jod snuck back onto the vessel, apparently maybe before it took off, is what some sources say. Before SM-33 can do anything, Jod beheads the droid with the lightsaber that he had gotten 2 episodes ago. He tries to call the pirate frigate, but the barrier is jamming his response. Jod is very done with the kids, and honestly, as I had mentioned at the beginning of the episode and as well in our reaction video, the dude is just mean. How can you be mean to kids? I mean, come on. Commanding them to just shut up and stay on the floor and kind of taking them hostage and waving the lightsaber in front of them, threatening their parents, and all of the above. It's honestly just heartbreaking and horrible, especially after having all the time that Jod had spent with these children. You can really see where the greed of a pirate has taken him over. Jod calls out Wim specifically before telling them that they're all weak, sheltered, and spoiled kids. If they think of acting out, Jod threatens to kill them with the lightsaber and their parents. Back on the planet, the parents are gathered by a security droid, just as they try to explain as to why they sent that transmitter through the barrier, breaking the code of AT-ATN. The droid very suddenly leaves the room. Then, the supervisor's voice comes over the PA system of the world. An emissary ship, aka the Cinder, is arriving. KB's mothers pick up KB's life tracking system onto their comms as well, realizing that it's her on the ship as well, and that it is actually true. There's a lot of theories going around as to who the supervisor is. That has to be one of the biggest questions of the show left now, and I'll have a separate video discussing that here on the channel in some more detail and in some more depth, but I'll say it right now, Jar Jar. I feel like it's going to be somebody that we know at least from before. Maybe not Jar Jar. There's technically a canon explanation as to what happened to Jar Jar after the events of the prequel trilogy. Let me know what you guys may think in the comments down below. The Onyx Cinder makes its landing outside of the building, with Jod leading the kids off of the ship. He bluffs that he's a Republic emissary, leading the droids to believe it actually. He asks us to call the pirate frigate above orbit, trying to get contact with the rest of his pirate crew. But the security droids follow the protocol to pull the platform the ship is on underground to where the vaults are. Their parents can't make it in time to get their kids, but they'll meet up with them in just a few. The security droids recognize the children as the ones who had been missing, and follow Jod's orders to put the children back onto the Cinder for their own safety. I hate how these droids are just so follow the orders of whoever kind of situation. I know that they kind of believe that he's actually a part of the Republic emissary, but you'd think that there'd be some type of facial, I don't know, recognition thing in there, or some type of, I don't know, badge, something that they would have to scan and able to actually confirm. Jod sees the underground in the workings of AT-ATN, the true treasures of AT-ATN, the old Republic mint that is still making the coins. He presses against to contact his ship in orbit once again, but the droids explain that only the supervisor can give him that permission. They arrive at the vault underground. It opens and it's everything that the pirate had dreamed of. It's full of gold, backed to the brim with Old Republic credits as far as the eye can see, and the droid confirms and says that this is just one of over 1,000 vaults. I mean, I want to feel happy for Jod that he's finally found his pirate treasure, but the dude, as I had mentioned, was just such a jerk. He cackles at his victory and his pirate greed, and from there, I really don't want anything more to do with him, especially as we come to this ending. Outside, a lift arrives, and it's the children's parents. The kids run to them, pulling their loved ones in for massive hugs. It's short-lived because Jod comes back around, sees this happy scene, and ignites his lightsaber, leaving episode 7 at its cliffhanger ending. As I had mentioned in our reaction video to episode 7 of Skeleton Crew, I absolutely loved the pacing of this episode. It really just picked things up and brought it to where the fans would want it to, and sets things up easily for what's going to go on in the finale of next week. A couple of theories that you guys may have, of course, I would love to hear what you guys may think in the comments down below. I discussed the supervisor theory earlier on in this video. Of course, I'll have another video discussing that in more detail and in more depth here on the channel in a separate future video. It's all the more reason to grab that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm going to also say it straight up, I think that there's going to be some big sacrifice in next week's finale as well, unfortunately. Probably Wim's father if I had to take a stab at it, which is going to be incredibly unfortunate. If not, maybe the supervisor, whoever the big reveal may be, whether or not it is something that we know from Star Wars canon or Legends for that matter beforehand, or if it's an entirely new character. Maybe this supervisor kind of character or person is the one that actually makes the big sacrifice. Not just that, but we're also anticipating to see the New Republic in some capacity make their way to AT-ATN to give some support and some help. Maybe they'll pick up on this transmitter that the parents had let out at the beginning of episode 7 as well. Of course, I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Different theories as well. I'm all ears. Let's discuss. I love to hear what you guys are all thinking. Also, leave a like on the video as it really does help out the channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure you also check out our merch shop. Use our codes Ahsoka in all caps to get some cash off of your orders. I also have some Amazon affiliate links in the description down below, so if you're looking to buy something from Amazon, whether it's a gift or something for yourself, check out our available links in the description down below. It helps out the channel at no additional cost of yourself and really means a lot. I'll continue to keep those links updated so they're always changing, so make sure you check them out for what new products we may have available. With whatever way you decide to support the channel, whether it's simply watching today's video or even purchasing a product, it means the absolute new world to me. So, thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.
Goodbye, old friend. May the Force be with you.